So today I'm going to be ranking all of the Battlefield campaigns. Yes, only the campaigns. So I won't be ranking the game as a full package, or I will not be ranking the multiplayer. Only the campaigns. So recently, over the last about year and a half to about 2 years, I've done a playthrough of pretty much every single Battlefield game that had a campaign on the channel, as you can see. I actually have a playlist for every single Battlefield game separately, but I just wanted to show you this. So we've got Bad Company 2, Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4. You might be wondering, where's Battlefield Hardline? Truth be told, it's kind of impossible to stream Battlefield Hardline because you cannot mute the music in the game. Even if you can mute the radio, but you cannot mute the music. It's a bit fucking ridiculous for a 2015 game. You can't mute the freaking music in the game. Maybe there's like a mod on the PC version. And if you wonder why Battlefield 2 Modern Combat is the one, it's because I played that one last. I actually played, this was the first time ever I actually played the campaign for Battlefield 2 Modern Combat. Not even that long ago. So, kind of crazy. So, yeah, let's just get straight into this. So, and Codename Evo as well. Technically, it's not on that list either. But this list decided to put Codename Evo on it. So, I'm going to be completely honest. I've never actually played Codename Evo. I actually did not even know this game existed until last year. And I seen a little bit of gameplay online. And I was like, okay, sure. I don't even know where you could get this game. You probably have to get a pirate copy. You probably can't even get this game like legit anymore because it's like a game from 1999. But technically, this is the predecessor to Battlefield, and this game actually does have a campaign. But I'm going to be honest, I don't really have an opinion on this game. I've never actually played this game. I've seen a little bit of gameplay, and as I said, I did not know it existed until last year. Also, to mention that, see the Battlefield games that will have like bots, you fight bots, and it's just like a big multiplayer match where you fight bots. I'm not going to consider them. I do not consider them campaigns. I really don't. So Battlefield 1942 doesn't have a campaign. Battlefield Vietnam does not have a campaign. Battlefield 2 does not have a campaign. So these Battlefield games you do fight bots. You do have like bot game modes you can play, but that's not actually a campaign. It's just fighting bots. So yeah, that's how it is. Next is Battlefield 2 Modern Combat. So I played the multiplayer for the very first time. Not the multiplayer, the campaign. Why am I saying the multiplayer? I did play the multiplayer for the very first time of this game last year on the PlayStation 2 because they actually brought back the servers back online. It was actually quite fun multiplayer, but I'm not here to talk about the multiplayer. I'm here to talk about the campaign. So I originally played the campaign for the very first time last week. I actually played the 360 version. It's actually quite a fun Battlefield campaign, if I'm going to be completely honest. It's an interesting premise, like you can switch soldiers, you control men, you can switch, like, a soldier dies and you can switch to another soldier, and it's really, really cool. Like, no other Battlefield campaign actually does this, where you feel like you're you feel like you're in the squad in the Battlefield campaign, so don't get me wrong, but this one's really cool. You can, like, change the different soldier and that. The story isn't the best, but one thing that's really cool about this campaign is part of the campaign you fight as the Chinese, then there's another part you fight as NATO, then there's like a third faction, the Americans, but at the end of the game, you can't even side with the Americans, you only can side with NATO or China. So this game actually has two endings, which is it's kind of interesting for a Battlefield game. Sadly, I did not do the NATO ending in my playthrough. I actually was going to do the NATO ending, but when I completed the game, completed the Chinese ending, it gave me the option to replay the NATO endings. But when I quit the game and rebooted up for another stream, they were no longer there. So I probably have to replay the entire game to get the NATO ending. So that sucks, but I don't want to replay the whole game. Just for the freaking sake of a tier list. But anyway, Battlefield 2 Modern Combat. Very impressive for the first Battlefield game on console. It was extremely difficult. Easily, this is by far the hardest Battlefield campaign, in my opinion. Some of the missions are just absolutely fucking ridiculously hard. Like, it's a mission where you get to fly a helicopter and scout stuff. But you can easily get shot down. One shot, you fail the mission. If all you guys die, you fail the mission. You get surrounded by hundreds of enemies and you get, like, small squads. And it's actually quite hard because your guys got the same amount of health as the enemies. It's not like... And there's no checkpoints or anything like that, so if you fail, you got to restart the whole mission from the very start. But I generally think it's a really good game, and I actually generally think it's a must-play game. But this is a console exclusive. The only way you can play this game is on PlayStation 2, the original Xbox or Xbox 360. On Xbox 3, the Xbox 360 version actually has backwards compatibility, believe it or not. You can't buy it on any storefronts. I don't think you've ever able to buy it on an Xbox storefront, like, ever. Maybe when it was back in the day when the servers not were online in the Xbox 360, but there's literally no way. And I don't know when the servers actually shut down for the 360 version. of this game. I'm not talking about the multiplayer, but I know the original Xbox was like 2010 and PS2 was 2014. Maybe it's the same year that Battle I got shut down. I'm not Battle. GameSpy got shut down. Excuse me, I'm freaking bottom right foot. This is not Eddie, by the way. 2142. Battlefield 2142. Once again, doesn't have a campaign. Sadly, doesn't have a campaign. Doesn't have a campaign. Battlefield Bad Company 1 now. This game is fucking amazing and iconic. The only one complaint I have Bad Company 1 is kind of 2. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that Battlefield 2 Modern Combat. I didn't like the Battlefield 2 Modern Combat. There were missions they would just give you a fucking medic. There were a lot of missions in the game where the game would just not give you a medic. So there's literally no fucking way to regenerate health in the game whatsoever. It's really annoying. I think there's only like 1 or 2 missions in the game where you can actually play as a medic. Pretty bad. But anyway, Bad Company, I forgot to mention that. Bad Company 1, absolutely iconic. I had kind of the same problem where you had to like keep healing yourself manually, have auto-regen. As these old Battlefield games actually did not have auto-regen. It wasn't until Bad Company 2. Unless it was like a less known game that had like auto-regen, but I mean, I played this game on console back in the day. I wasn't a PC gamer back in the day, unlike I am nowadays. But anyway, Bad Company 1, as I was saying, great campaign. The only 2 complaints is probably the healing mechanic, and you don't actually die in this game. You just spawn back. It's kind of like Dying Light games where you die, but you don't get reset a checkpoint. You just respawn. You can die like 1,000 times and just spawn in over and over and over again. Maybe it's not like that on hard difficulty, but easy and medium, you can spawn over and over and over again. So probably a really easy game. But the story's amazing. You get this iconic characters like Mario and Sweet and all that type of stuff. The fucking, like your boss guy and all that. Really cool. And actually, I'm going to be completely honest. Bad Company 1 and Bad Company 2. I don't know what it was about these 2 games. And I'll talk about Bad Company 2 when I get to it in a minute. But for some reason, Bad Company 1 and 2, it always felt easier to fly helicopters compared to every other Battlefield game on controller, in my opinion. I find it really weird, but anyway. Bad Company 1 is a freaking A-tier game. I absolutely freaking love Bad Company 1. Iconic. It sucks that it's a console exclusive. It does suck that it's a console exclusive as well, but it is what it is, especially the campaign. Even the multiplayer's pretty fun. Sadly, the multiplayer was shut down last year. It really, really sucks, man. They shut down the fucking multiplayer. That sucks. Battlefield Heroes. I'm going to be completely honest, this game does not have a campaign. I've never actually played Battlefield Heroes. There's probably a way to play this game nowadays, but I'm pretty sure the servers were shut down like years ago. But it's pretty much any PC game you can play online. Battlefield 1943, great game, but doesn't have a campaign. Loved it. Sadly, the servers got shut down last year, and it's a console exclusive again. So, I didn't make this tier list, as I said at the start, but whoever made this put 2 Battlefield 2 Bad Company games in it. I'm going to assume this is Vietnam, so I'm just going to put this off. That's kind of cool, but I've never seen this. Must be like a collector edition of Bad Company 2, that's well sick. I wasn't a PC gamer back when this came out, I was a console gamer, so I've never actually seen that copy. And I got the standard version anyway. Bad Company 2, absolutely fucking amazing campaign, man. Just pretty much just expands upon the first game. Some people consider Bad Company 2's campaign a downgrade over the first game, which I get, but I actually think it's an improvement. Like the gameplay is significantly better. The story, sure, it's a little bit more shorter and a bit more linear compared to Bad Company 1, which I can understand why some people prefer Bad Company 1 because of that, because Bad Company 1 is kind of more open-based. It's still linear, but the maps are a bit bigger on that compared to Bad Company 2. But I really like the story and the big... There actually was a big map, the desert map. That was a really fun section where you had to like go to 3 separate areas. I mean, they didn't get that... They totally didn't copy that from Battlefield 2 Modern Combat. I mean, Battlefield 2 Modern Combat actually did that desert map first, believe it or not. The nuke device and all that type of stuff. The characters, the iconic characters that came back, absolutely amazing. I'm going to put it in a fucking S tier. The campaign is absolutely amazing in Bad Company 2, and it's a must play. And by the way, Bad Company 2 is also on PC. And I also liked in Bad Company 2, at the start of the game, it's like a World War II setting and all that. And I also had a Vietnam DLC, but sadly the DLC did not have... I only had like a bots mode. It was like a 4-player bots mode of survival, to be honest. You can't even play that online anymore anyway, so I never got a chance to play that back in the day, sadly. Never got a chance to play Battlefield Bad Company 2 Vietnam either back in the day. I just didn't really buy DLCs. And plus I was really young at the time. Battlefield Online, I'm going to be completely honest, I think this is a Chinese exclusive by the Chinese writing. Probably a free-to-play game that was quite pay-to-win or something. I'll be completely honest. I don't really know anything about this Battlefield game. It's probably a Chinese exclusive. Probably didn't have a campaign. I generally actually do not know. Next is Battlefield free to play. Once again, probably didn't have a campaign. Anyway, these servers, I'm pretty sure the servers are shut down for these two games anyway. Battlefield 3. Battlefield 3 is a well good campaign. Like, Solomon, you feel like a general squad. You feel like an army squad throughout the game, and has some quite interesting events, like when your soldier gets kidnapped and he's got like a teddy bear on that, or if he's got a kid and he gets killed. That's quite fucking messed up. Like the earthquake happening in the environments. The destructible environments were really good in Bad Company. They were really good in Battlefield 3 as well. And that type of stuff. The flying mission was quite fun as well with the jet. A wee bit annoying. The mission where you get fucking a jet comes in and you got to shoot it down. Fucking hell, that's an iconic mission. The music. I mean, the music is really good. Man, music in Battlefield fucking 3, man. Oof. Oh, man, the music's really, really, really good. I enjoyed it. It was a very linear, obviously, a bit more linear to Bad Company 2. So, but I think it's a really, really good campaign. I'm going to put it next. I think it's better than Bad Company 1. I would say Battlefield Bad Company 2 is slightly better because Battlefield Bad Company 2 was more linear than Bad Company 1. Like, the maps were less open than that, but it did have a few open maps, and it still had like 1 or 2 missions. Battlefield 3 was completely linear. Really fun story though, Battlefield 3, especially the bit where you like played as like the Russians and all that type of stuff, and you had to stop that nuke in Paris and all that. The nuke still went off, sadly, but then the ending when you get your avenged in the middle of fucking Manhattan, like a Battlefield game in fucking Manhattan at the end. You wouldn't expect that in the train section of the game. Really good campaign. Next is Battlefield 4. I love Battlefield 4. Battlefield 4 is a great game, but the campaign, I'm going to be completely honest, the campaign is a bit of a downgrade from Battlefield 3. I mean, Battlefield Hardline also had this problem as well. I don't know why the fuck this isn't the campaign. I mean, I get this in the multiplayer, but the campaign for Battlefield 4, I'm going to bring up Hardline as well. They had a score system where, like, you get 100 points every time you kill an enemy. Like, why the fuck is that in a campaign? Before we talk about the campaign in general, why is that in the campaign? The campaign did feel like a bit of a downgrade. Also, Battlefield 4's campaign has a lot of bugs that were never fixed. Like, they fixed the multiplayer, but they didn't fix the campaign. So I remember my playthrough, it was kind of funny, when I did my up-to-date playthrough last year. There's a bit during a cutscene where the fucking vehicle drives right through an NPC. I'm like, okay, whatever, right? But then there's another bug with, there's an underwater section where you have to fucking put the controls in inverted to even move out of the water. It's really bad and buggy. And I don't know how the fuck DICE did not fix that. A bit of a joke that has not been fixed. But overall, I would say it's a pretty good campaign. I mean, it is a significantly downgrade over 3. And I'm going to be completely honest. I'm going to give it the B tier. I'm going to give it a B. I'm going to give it the B. Is it better than Battlefield 2 Modern Combat? I would... I don't know. I'll get back to that. When we complete this list of the campaigns. Next is Battlefield Hardline. Battlefield Hardline. A lot of people don't like this Battlefield game, and I get why multiplayer-wise. But the campaign was actually quite fun. Once again, it had that point system. Like a cop and robbers Battlefield game, and the story was quite neat. Like the train that, as I said, I didn't do an up-to-date stream playthrough this. I actually ended up playing it in my own time. I couldn't stream it because fucking has far too much copyright music, and there's no way to mute the music. But overall, I really enjoyed it, like playing as a police officer and doing crime and all that, then becoming a criminal halfway through the story, then killing your captain because your captain's a fucking scumbag and all that type of stuff. They're all just there for fucking drug trade and all that stuff. Really cool premise, and it's also set in fucking Miami, which is a really cool setting for a game. It's also set in like Louisiana and all that. A cool game, certainly an interesting Battlefield game. You know what? If I was talking multiplayer wise, I'd probably put it. If I was ranking it as a whole package, probably put it lower. But the campaign's actually really good for Battlefield. Is it better than 4? Is it better than 4's campaign? I'm gonna fucking say I think it is. I think it's better than 4. But I think if we're talking only about campaigns, I actually think it's better than Battlefield 4's campaign. That's gonna sound controversial. I just don't like the betrayal in Battlefield 4's campaign, or the Chinese fucking girl. Then she ends up not betraying you and working on you, and it's to pretend. And the prison section was kind of weird. And one of the iconic characters from Battlefield 3, they just killed off in Battlefield 4. Forgot to bring that up. It just came to the top of my mind. That's what happens when you don't script this type of stuff. Next is Battlefield 1's campaign. So Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5 are a bit different. They have something called War Stories, where They're like separate campaigns, but they're like short campaigns in a way, like short stories, I suppose. So I guess I'll talk about it. So Battlefield 1's first campaign, or the fucking one, the tank one, is well good. Well fun one. Like you plays like that British crew and all that, with the tank and that type of stuff. Then you get worried about train and all that. It's really good. It's really fun campaign. The next mission I believe is the plane one. The plane one's all right. The plane one's actually quite of interesting. The plane one's actually, the guy actually says this is probably not historically accurate, that actually happened, which I really like. By the way, Battlefield 1 does not respect historically accuracy. I looked at a video actually recently this year that actually showed all the wrongs with Battlefield 1 and how inaccurate. I was like, fucking hell, I did not know it was that badly historically accurate. Battlefield 1's historically inaccuracy is actually almost as bad as 5's. Believe it or not. I know a lot of people love Battlefield 1, but its historically accuracy is actually really bad. Like, I can't believe Call of Duty World at War historically accurate is a lot better than Battlefield 1. I thought it wasn't that much worse, but it's really bad. But I'm not here to talk about historical accuracy, but I do like some historical accuracy. If I am playing a World War II game, it's just who I am. I hate World War II games that make up fucking shit that happens in World War One games. I'm a bit less knowledgeable in World War One, World War Two, but it's kind of hard to track history in World War One, to be honest. But anyway, mission wise, fly missions are alright. The Australian campaign's decent. What are the ones? Lawrence of Arabia. It's not bad. I mean, Lawrence of Arabia, we don't actually know how fucking true that campaign is. I mean, that's part of that's probably fictional. I mean, a lot of stuff he said, I think, turned out to be fake or something. There's not enough supplies to say what he said. But Battlefield 1 campaign, I mean, it's a good campaign, but I think it would have been a lot better if it wasn't War Story. It wasn't War Story related, and it was just one solid campaign. Kind of like more the traditional Battlefield games. I like Battlefield 1's campaign, but I mean, I like more of a story than just being multiple stories, because I feel like multiple stories, you don't really feel sorry for you don't really get character development for the characters that well, and it's really, really unfortunate. It really is unfortunate. I'm gonna have to put it in C tier, man. If I was ranking the multiplayer, sure, I'd probably I'd be able to put it maybe in a B, maybe in an A, if I was ranking the game as a full package, but the more I think about it, the more we play Battlefield 1's campaign over the years, I'm just like, you know, it's not really that good, to be honest. I think it's a bit overrated. I mean, don't get me wrong. Some of the games were getting the Battlefield games were getting weaker. Okay. All right, Battlefield 5. You think historical accuracy was bad in Battlefield 1? This game is even fucking worse. It actually makes fun of history, and it's got some agendas in that, and it's really, really bad. It's really inaccurate. So, obviously, the introduction was actually really cool in Bad Company. Battlefield 1, the introduction mission was really, really, really cool. But Battlefield 5's campaign has one good war story. It's the Tiger. The Last Tiger is fucking amazing, and it's pretty accurate, and probably the closest one to respect history. The funnest out of them all. I really like the plays like German Commander. You like drive a tank, get it blow up, but the tanks you're shooting that are fucking unrealistic. It's fucking shit. Like Cloudburst being used in Africa, rocket tanks that shoot fucking rockets in the INSO being used in Africa. Fucking, I know the British used some Shermans, but Shermans were mostly a fucking American tank. Then you tell me a Tiger tank can't one shot doesn't have enough firepower to penetrate a fucking Sherman in the front. Shut the fuck up. You know what they should have done for the Last Tiger? I think it would have made it cooler. I think they should have made it a King Tiger or a Tiger 2 rather than a Tiger 1. Because not a lot of games do that, like a Tiger fucking 2. I mean, it's not as bad. I guess it's not as bad as fucking Call of Duty World War 2. Call of Duty World War 2 is fucking... Oh, man, that freaking mission with... I know I'm going off topic, but see that mission with a freaking tank mission? You couldn't destroy a fucking Panzer IV in the front? Like, what? But you could destroy, like, a King Tiger at the side? Even though the King Tiger had the same amount of armor as the Panzer on the front at the side? No, man, that was so bad. That was so bad, man. I do respect my history, and I respect my historic accuracy. But, jeez, that was so bad, man. God, that was rough. But, that was probably the one good campaign. The other one was, like, the fucking... The other war... I said campaign, I meant to say war story. But war story wise, the other ones, the Swedish one is extremely unhistorically accurate and disrespects history, but it's not the worst one. The worst one is the one that you freaking. This is not to be racist, by the way. I actually respect the soldiers that fought there. Really good, like these black French guys. I have massive respect for any soldier that fought in war. Massive appreciation. But the game makes it seem like, oh, we were treated horribly by white people. I know there were separate regiments and army until like I don't know, the 1950s they changed that law. And what it started changing that law, and like they would fight in different regions and all that. I know it was like that in World War II, and that is kind of sad, and that does suck. But what he says is, oh, we were treated horribly, and we were made to do all the boring work, and that we didn't actually fight, was really bad. I'm going to be honest, Battlefield 5, I don't want to bring in culture war shit into the fucking tier list, but it's sort of like fucking DEI. This is when DEI, I would say, started becoming more fucking noticeable in gaming, like it was Battlefield 5. I'm going to have to give it the F tier, man. Jeez. You know what? I'll be generous. I'll give it a fucking D. I'll give it a D. I'll give it a D because one of the campaigns, right, one of the war stories is actually not terrible, but the others are just not very good. I mean, the first campaign in the African front, I suppose, wasn't too bad either. The one that you had to block the planes. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? That's actually kind of fair. You know what? Yeah, a D. Yeah, I'll give it a D, but it's getting put right at the bottom of D. Next, doesn't have a campaign. 2142 doesn't have a bad campaign. I'm going to be honest, I've never heard of Battlefield Aftershock in my entire life. It looks like a Battlefield 3. Maybe it's a DLC or some shit. I don't know. Battlefield Mobile, I don't know whoever made this. I did not make this tier maker. Fucking put a freaking game that got cancelled. And I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is, but that is my opinion of all the Battlefield campaigns. Oh, yeah, as I was saying about Battlefield 4. Swapping them out a wee bit. Nah, I think Battlefield 2 Modern Combat's better. Even though I played this campaign for the first time ever last week, completing it. Last week for the first time ever, and yeah, yeah. Even though it's recency biased, I do enjoy it. Even though it's extremely difficult. I mean, you if you don't like difficulty in Battlefield campaigns, I can understand why you maybe put this bit down a wee bit. But I really enjoy it. I enjoyed it, even though my playthrough it sounded like I was fucking really angry a lot. I did enjoy it, but anyway. I did enjoy it. I mean, it just really pissed me off. Like, if you fucking failed the mission, I'd restart the whole bloody mission, man. That was well fucking annoying. I wonder if Cold Eagle's like that. As I said, I want to play Cold Eagle one day. I just don't know how I'd play it. I'll have to download it off the archive or some shit like that. Cause unless it has a disc copy, even then it might. I mean, to be honest, DICE doesn't make any money from Cold Name Eagle anyway, so maybe I'll do a playthrough of that game one day. I just don't know if there's some way to play it on a modern computer properly. But anyway, I will see you all next time. So that's us all the Battlefield campaigns. Let me know what your list is. I will see you all whenever. But anyway, peace out and yeah, bye.